Hello everyone, my name is Tactical, and today we have another installment of Double Ace Replays with the Kronwagen as our tank of choice and the player Big Panda as the proprietor of both of these replays. And I've already done this recording once, and I was just eating my mic, so every time I spoke the mic peaked, so it was bad, so I'm doing it again. Hopefully it sounds a little better, and we have our first battle on Yukon with his lovely IKEA tank rolling straight to the C-cap, and somehow manages to keep up with the 50B. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of and the Sheridan seems to bum rush C-cap, not prepared for the 4 tanks that are rushing him, and he manages to pick up the kill with the Patton 263 in support. The 263 does not stop for most of this battle, and he continues to push forward, getting shot no matter what. And Panda is just going to, well, pretty much just farm off this 263 YOLOing. 263 gets a nice little ram into the 5041, and 5041 gets cleared by Panda, and gets HE'd in the butt by the VK-72. And now that they're both dead in the cap, and now he is going to get stuck in their dead bodies, trying to evade the VK-72. He puts on the improved speed boost to try and push through the dead bodies, but the engine power on the Kronwagen is just so low he can't wiggle his way through. But he does manage to wiggle his way through. He gets the cap, and he also gets a shot into the VK through the wall. So now the Patton IS-7 have joined him. Tries to get a shot into the VK-72 side here, but does manage to bounce him. The VK also gives a shot into his tracks, doesn't aim it. A mouse appears broadside and gets a shot into him, it looks like. Yeah, max rolls from the mouse, but he does high roll the mouse. So 640 blocked, about a K&a-half dealt, and he's still rather full health. So he gets one more shot into the mouse, and the IS-7 needs to clear him. And he notices the Badger, a full health Badger, fighting our half health Standard B. So he opts for going for that. Now the Standard B does get around the Badger, sorta kinda. He tries to just try and stop the Badger from turning here, but he ends up actually turning the Badger close to the Standard B just a smidgen. The Standard B is now dead, but he is behind the Badger, so that's good. It's currently even on the guns, so in the town it is our Patton IS-7 fighting a Kronwagen and a VK-72, and he is now fighting the Badger. But he should be able to get the Badger in the back. He might take one shot from the Badger here, now that the Standard B, his body's in the way. But you can see here, he barrel blocks from the VK-72, and he manages to pen the front of the Badger with heat. And you can just see how insane the heat pen is on that sweet heavy. So he opts for the HE on the back of the tank, just so he can get the high roll. But for that smidgen, right before he killed the Badger, it was a 3 versus 1. So now he's a K&a-half blocked with 4,000 damage dealt, along with 2 more tanks to fight. He does have the cap. So what he opts for, rather than fighting the VK-72, he opts for flanking around and going for the B-cap, which is the closest cap, which is where the enemy Kronwagens would be likely to be coming from. So he uses the improved speed boost to accelerate just a tiny bit, gets the first shot into the Kronwagen, takes a shot from the enemy Kronwagen, but he manages to finish off the enemy Kronwagen, bringing it down to a 1 versus 1. The VK-72 appears, and he is out of bullets, so he opts for reversing as fast as he can in the opposite direction of the VK-72 so he can get his other shell in. Now, you can see the VK-72's frontal armor is actually very solid, and he can't pen it without heat, so what he does is he waits for that second shot, and he also waits for the VK to get close, so while the VK is in close range, he can heat pen him and never play. And that's the game. 5 kills, 5,000 damage, about 1,500 damage blocked. Kolobenov's, Top Gun, pretty standard ace territory here. And now we move on to the next game. Now our next battle on Hellas, on the South Spawn, is a little more intense than the previous battle. But it seems like there's again more chat stuff going on. And it looks like he's going straight for B-cap, but it seems like he makes a not B-cap, he goes straight for A-cap, but he seems like he turns his tank a bit to not go straight in, because the Krampwagen is a rather slow tank, going at about 30 kilometers an hour. He doesn't want to get caught up by the IS-7 and stuff. So, but the Foch is the exact opposite. The Foch he's going for the cap. Foch takes a shot, but he makes a shot. He's looking at the mouse right now. Doesn't seem he can get a shot in with his APCR, but once he loads heat, the mouse armor turns into butter. So he gets one penetrating shot in with the heat. Tries APCR again, but just loads the heat again. It's a second heat pen, and then just pens another heat shot in for 983 damage total. All 3 of his shells gone. That's a lot of creds he just chucked into that mouse right there. But he did clear a good, healthy bit of that mouse, so he takes the opportunity now that most of the tanks have gone towards the north side of the flank. He opts for pushing towards B-cap. He lifts his gun up to avoid the mouse's shot onto his cupolas, putting his gun up high to the cupolas and the top of the weak roof armor of the turret. So, again, he's trying to fire normal ammo against a mouse, but he opts for the heat yet again. And you can see every penetrating shot on this mouse so far has been 3 good shots. Has 5 heat shells he's penned to that mouse for about 1,600 damage. And now the 704 just murdered the Foch, and the enemy Pitbull just killed our 131, the Oner, the AMX prototype. So the 704 does the big red move of bum rushing him, and reloads the second shell before firing, and gets 2 shots into him. The mouse appears again, and the mouse bounces him again. So that's about 1,300 damage blocked, and the 704 is rushing him, so he uses his speed boost to reverse at almost 30 kilometers an hour. And then the 704 sees how fast he's leaving, and the 704 looks like he's backing away as well. And he says "run rat" in the chat. So he takes that to heart and decides to, rather than going for the 704, he goes for the grill, which seems like he might escape. Oh, he nails the grill somehow. The mouse it looks like he turned around to flank, so he's going for the 704 in front of him rather than the mouse behind him. And he manages to barrel block the 704. Barrel blocks the 704, and now that the 704 and him are both in the water, he has the superior traverse in the water. So he's able to get around the 704 before he can fire back and kills the 704 for his second kill of the match. And now the mouse is behind him, so he angles for the mouse. Gets 1 shot into him. The allied Waffle manages to get a shot into him as well. There it goes. And now I'm not quite sure if he can out-reload the mouse, but the mouse isn't paying attention. The mouse is just trying to angle. He can't angle against the heat. So I don't believe he has the elevation to kill the IS-7 here, but he is sitting at 2020 block damage, 4,500-ish damage dealt, and 3 kills. They are double up on the guns, but a lot of his teammates are lower on HP, and the enemy also has the cap. So the enemy meds are just murdering the Waffle right now. Good play on them, taking out one of the bigger guns. And the Waffle's like, fuck me, dude. And Waffle gets cleared, and now the enemy has the base cap advantage, so he opts for going to B cap to try and nullify that cap advantage. The E100 gets a good shot into the Patton, lowering his health a bit. Patton's not paying attention to him, and the Patton gets shot in the butt, or shot in the side by Panda. He almost gets that second shell in to clear him, but the Vickers CR flanks around, bounces the heat shell off his front plate, and he finishes off his clip into the Vickers. And the Vickers, rather than trying to push, tries to run away. He angles his armor towards the turret of his tank, towards the Patton. Gets the bounce from the Patton, and kills the Patton, and somehow manages to bounce from the Vickers. So now he's basically one on cap, and he goes for a nice little rim with the Vickers, and he's able to come up for the game ends, and he's able to come up for the game ends. 5 kills, 6,400 damage, and almost 3,000 damage blocked. That was a very solid game on his end. Steel wall, high caliber, top gun, everything you can name it. Almost 2K average. Again, he only ended up seeing or penning 5 of the enemy tanks. So the other 2 mediums on his enemy team must have flanked around and died. But I hope you all enjoyed this newest installment of AAS Replays, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.